Here we are off to Hawaii. Here we are flying at 35,000 feet over Las Vegas, Nevada. The clouds, we had to skirt the clouds. They didn't want to go higher, and they had to go down to the end of them to get past them. So it was a beautiful sight. Sometimes they were right out at the wingtip. Sometimes they were further off. But us land lovers who don't see this thing much very often, they're real beautiful. The old timers on the plane flying, they think you can really tell it's tourists by one taking the pictures of the clouds as it went by. Here we are in Hawaii. This is our view from our hotel room, and you could see the ocean if you went up on top of the building and looked out toward it. We weren't right on the beach, but it was a nice hotel. But there's a view of the Tally. Here's a view looking toward the west from our room. This is out on the highway going around Diamond Head, and this is looking out toward the east end of Waikiki Beach. There are some surfers out there that are rather hard to pick out at this distance, but there are a few surfers out there. We went out to the ancient volcano there that's flooded and is now just like a big aquarium. See the people in the water down there with snorkeling masks on out looking for crops of fish. There must be millions of them there, but you better try to get away with one while they chop your head off. Put you in jail and forget about you. This is out the Sea Life Aquarium. It's one of the huge tanks and has all of these big fish. Some of them, they tell me, way up as high as 35 pounds. All kind of varieties, and I believe that is a mackerel. I don't know what that is. There's another. Oh, that's a tuna. And here we are with the dolphins, porpoises, having fun in the pool. This day we had rented a car and we were going to drive all the way around the island, and this was one of our first stops. It's really remarkable how they can train these animals to do these tricks. You had to watch them at the end, or the end of the show, they'd do a flip right in front of you. That was it, I guess. They splashed everybody in the first 5 rows. This is going on around the eastern end of the island, around Kaneohe Bay, and on up the east coast. We're going over to the north coast of the island. This is photography out of the window as we're driving along. We rented a car, and we had to get the best out of it. This is a Mormon temple on the north coast. There were quite a few, well, not quite a few, but there was some surfers out in that rough water out there. We'll show a picture of it in a minute. I think we caught one of them coming in on it. And where it's breaking out there, we're probably 400 or 500 yards out there. I think this is one of the coasts that where they have the championship. This is a couple that had come over there with us on this tour, but they didn't realize it. We didn't recognize them. And I think she recognized us at the last minute. They were going around the coast. There comes a surfer. 2 or 3 of them. One of them washed out there. This one's riding in pretty good. She washes out there in a minute, so they get him. There you go. This is moving on around to the Hellerman plantation out there. It's where they grow pineapples and sugar cane and all this kind of stuff. They have a souvenir shop where you can buy stuff made in Taiwan probably. That's a figure of me out there trying to wade out in that volcano I showed you on earlier. It'll make a very graceful entrance there, and I should have backed in or waited till I got out there to sit down on the bottom and put my clippers on. That's Ardell, that's Glover, that was part of the tour. They have a lot of all types of tropical fish in these waters. Some of them come inside there that are probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet long. And they'll come right up to you and take the bread out of your hands. Dallas Jenkins, our next door neighbor in Virginia, out on the beach there, Maryland. That's D with his back to her. That's a picture of somebody taking a picture of somebody taking a picture. One of the sailboats that you can go out in from Waikiki Beach. It's on Waikiki. There's Dallas. There's Morris just beyond him on the left there. This is one of the natives knocking off some coconuts out at the Polynesian village. He can hold on the side of the tree just with his toes while he's moving. their tongues when they this is the island of Fiji. That's a good picture of the sand there while I was changing film. This is the island of Samoa. I believe it's 7 cultural groups. I don't know, I like that culture. And this is a group of tourists, mostly Japanese, I think, that are riding down behind the pageant after it has gone by. This is how they explain how the kings, and that's Virginia, and Miss Haley looking at native bananas growing on one of the plants there. Very strong teeth, opening up the coconuts of his teeth. And this is a class of our bunch learning how to make things out of the fond off of some of the plants there. As Virginia walked up ahead. This is some of those larger fish I said before about some of them up to 2 feet long, and you throw a slice of bread out there and it disappears instantly. There must have been hundreds of them, and the water just about 1.5 feet, 2 feet deep. Very clear water. Here's some of the other snorkelers, Dallas, Jenny Johnson's mother, Maryland. Ancient volcano that was right on the edge of the sea that the walls fell in, and this is the Royal Hawaiian. And this is the luau that's held at the Royal Hawaiian. It was just almost dusk when these pictures were taken. By the end of the show, it was dark. That's some of our group. This wasn't, they weren't in our group, but they joined us, I think, anytime. And darkness caught us here, not much light to shoot a picture back.